Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you'll never miss a free yoga class. Today we are flowing through a short 30-minute, well-rounded total body flow. This is an all levels class and all you'll need for class today is 2 blocks. So come grab your mat and follow along. We'll begin our class today in a child's pose. So you can take your knees nice and wide, big toes to touch, and just walk your hands all the way out in front of you. Allow your chest to come down, let your forehead meet the ground, and you might roll your forehead a little bit back and forth. And just take a few nice big breaths in and big exhales. Just allowing yourself to land on the mat, relaxing across the facial features, the jawline. Take one more full breath right here, and then begin to shift the weight forward. Come up onto your hands and knees. Find your table. So shoulders over the wrists, knees under the hips. Take an inhale. Drop your belly, open up your chest, lift your tailbone, lift the gaze. And then as you exhale, round your spine, push the floor away. So keep moving just like that. Inhale, belly falls, heart opens. And exhale, round through the spine. Take one more right here. Inhale, belly falls. And exhale, push the floor away. From here, come back to neutral and start to barrel roll your belly all the way over and down to the side, and then pick it up and then come to the other side. So you're just taking big circles, but almost like you have a barrel as your stomach and you're just rolling it around, like scraping out a jar. And then just switch the direction. And eventually come back to neutral. From here, spread evenly through your fingers. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. So lift the hips nice and high. Press through your heels, stretching out across the calves, the hamstrings. Allow your chest to push back toward the thighs. Shoulders move away from the ears. Take a deep breath in and a big breath out. From here, inhale, reach your right leg up behind you. As you exhale, begin to shift through and then plant that foot down in between your hands. Start to drop the back knee, untuck the back toes. Hips are going to press forward. Take your hands at that front thigh as you reach your chest open. And then from here, inhale the arms all the way up, opening up across your heart. Start to bend your elbows, cactusing the arms back. Lift your heart a little bit more. Inhale here. And then exhale, lower the fingertips down. Tuck your back toes under, lift the back knee, step it forward, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms reach up, palms press, little baby back bend, and hands release down to the sides. Inhale, stretch up, lengthen, look up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, find a flat back. Lower the hands, step it back, find a plank pose. Keep your core engaged. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Full steady breath. Let your heels drop a little deeper. Shoulders move down the back. Full steady breath. From here, step that left foot all the way up Drop the right knee, untuck the toes, press your hips forward. Again, you can take the hands at that front thigh to start. And then when you're ready, inhale, the arms lift. Spreading open the collarbones, bend your elbows, cactus in the arms. Lift the gaze, lift the chest. And lower the hands down, step it forward, find your flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms reach on up, palms press. And hands release all the way to the sides. Inhale, reach up, little baby back bend. Exhale to fold. Inhale, find your flat back. Lower the fingertips down, step the left foot back, but keep the left knee lifted. Hips are going to square forward as you reach up, high lunge. So opening up across that hip flexor, really driving that right hip back and the left hip forward slightly. Take a big breath in. Exhale, open to warrior two. The back heel spins to the floor, arms reach wide. Full steady breath in. Exhale, revolve your warrior. Flip that right palm, reach the fingers back, opening through the side body. And then cartwheel your hands down to be on the inside of that foot. You can walk the right foot open a little bit. Spin the back heel up. Reach your hips forward. Reach your chest forward. Lizard pose. Full steady breath. And maybe you rock a little bit forward and back. That might feel good. Come back to your lizard. Really ground into the fingers. And then step back, plank pose, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice, steady breath. From here, we're going to look forward and hop or step those feet to the outside of the hands, landing in a squat, Malasana. So when you're ready, come onto the toes, bend your knees, step or float up, hips nice and low. Palms at your heart, lift your chest. From here, drop that right hand down, get your right shoulder connected to the inner thigh, and then extend that left arm all the way up. So spreading open through the collarbones, big breath in, big breath out. Hands together in front of your heart, switch sides. Left shoulder gets nice and low, left hand stretches. And then right arm extends up. Full steady breath. Hands back at the heart. Inhale here. And exhale, lower the hands down, lift your hips. Just find a ragdoll. So take opposite elbows and just sway a little bit side to side. Release your hands down. Inhale, find a flat back. And then lower the fingertips, step that right foot back. Keep the right knee lifted, hips are squared forward, reach up, high lunge. Opening up across the chest, really spreading through the collarbones. Take a big breath in. Breath out, sink a little deeper. And then spin that right heel down, open to warrior two. So back heel finds the floor, gazing over the left fingers. Big breath in. Exhale, revolve your warrior. Reach back through those left fingertips, pressing into that left knee. And then take the hands down to the inside of the foot, right into lizard pose. So pop that back heel up, step that left foot open, and then again you can rock a little bit here, forward and back. Nice full breath. Really ground into your hands. And then we're going to step back to plank pose. From here, take an inhale. Exhale, shift the weight forward, lower all the way down to the belly. Untuck your toes. Take your fingertips nice and wide off of the mat. Roll your chest open, lift the heart. So big breath here. And then keep your heart lifted. Just drop that right shoulder down. So right shoulder is dipping down. You can kind of turn your gaze to the left. Bring it back up. Same thing on the left side. So now just that left shoulder is coming down. Bring it back up. Lift your heart. And with control, lower down. From here, palms under the shoulders. Press back, child's pose. Balasana. And then from that child's pose, begin to shift forward. You're going to grab your blocks. Take your blocks down to the medium height, or if you're feeling really open today, to the higher height. All right, you're going to take them just a touch wider than shoulder width, and then take your elbows to the center of the blocks. Palms pressed together. Walk your knees back. From here, the chest is going to push down toward the ground. The head comes down nice and heavy. And then move your thumbs toward the back of your neck. So nice, full, steady breath. One more breath right here. Come back up with control. Move your blocks out of the way. Take a seat back onto your heels. Interlace your fingers behind you. Pull your knuckles down. Lift your heart. Gaze tips on back. And then release your arms. Walk your hands forward. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Reach your right leg up behind you. You can start to open through your hips, stack your hip, roll it around, get into the knee, the hip, and the ankle. Come back and find a straight leg, and then step it up by that right thumb for warrior one. Back heel down, hip bones square forward. Inhale the arms high. Big breath in. Exhale, hands come behind you. Interlace your fingers or just grab opposite hands. Pull your knuckles down. Lift your heart. Look up. And then exhale to humble warrior. So shoulder can rest over the thigh or fall on the inside. But the head is nice and heavy. Ground down. Reach up again. Right into warrior one. Inhale, the arms lift. And then as you exhale, hands meet together in front of your heart. We're shifting into that right foot into warrior three. So back heel begins to lift. Flex your foot like you're standing on that back wall. And then with control, step it back, warrior two. Arms reach long. From here, begin to straighten out that front leg. Reach across the right side and drop that hand down. Extend the left arm high. So right into Untitled Chapter, our triangle pose. Full breath. From here, root down, rise up. Press again into that right knee, warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame your foot. Step back to plank pose. Big breath in. Exhale, lower to the belly. Untuck your toes, stretch your right arm long off of the mat, and then start to roll onto that right shoulder. As you do that, you're going to bend your left knee. Take that foot behind your right leg. You can drop your head down as you draw that left hand behind the back. And if you're really flexible here, you might even take the bind with the hands together. If that seems crazy, just allow that left hand to drop across your low back. From here, untwist, come all the way back down to the belly. Take the hands under the shoulders, tuck your toes, press up to plank pose, and back downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Open through your hips, stacking the hips, roll around the knee, the hip, and the ankle. Come back and find a straight leg. Inhale here. As you exhale, begin to shift it through. Plant that foot down by the left hand, warrior one. Back heel to the floor. Inhale, the arms lift. Big breath in. And as you exhale, hands meet behind you. Interlace your fingers, pull your knuckles down, lift your heart, and then fold humble warrior. So start to ground down into your feet as you lift back up. Warrior one, inhale the arms high. And then hands meet together in front of your heart as we shift into that left foot, right into warrior three. So keeping the left leg strong, but not clenching the toes. Relax your left toes. Breathing here. With control, step back, warrior two, arms reach wide. Straighten out that front leg, kick back through the right hip, triangle pose. Really extending through the right hand. If it feels okay on your neck, you can look up toward the top palm. And then ground firmly into your feet as you lift back up. Press into that front knee. Big breath here. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Step back right into plank pose. Keep your core strong. Shift the weight forward. Lower all the way down to the belly with control. Untuck your toes. Left arm stretches out to the left. Roll onto the left shoulder. Bend the right knee. Place the foot behind the left leg. And then right hand can drop behind you. One more breath. And then go ahead and roll yourself back down. Press into your palms, tuck your toes under, lift up plank pose and back into down dog. Take a big breath here. Big exhale. Let your knees come down. We're going to come all the way up onto the shins. Keep your toes tucked for camel pose. So hands are going to start at your low back. Inhale, lift your chest. Roll your heart open. Push your hip bones forward and tip it on back. Breathing here for 3, for 2, and 1. Come back up with control. Second round, option to walk your hands back. If that doesn't feel good, keep them on your low back. So inhale, lift your heart. Chest opens, elbows draw together, and then walk it on back. Or keep your hands exactly where they are. Keep lifting. Keep pressing your hip bones forward. And with control, lift it back up. Third and final round, you can untuck your toes if you'd like and place the whole hand on top of your foot. If that's too much, don't do it. So inhale, heart opens. Draw your hip bones forward, tip it back, and you might walk your hands back. You might not. Breathe here. One more breath. And with control, come back up. Just take a seat back onto your heels. So don't find child's pose quite yet. Let your hands come down to your thighs. Close your eyes for a minute. Let everything settle. And then from here, drop your hands down to your heels. Come into a brief child's. And we're going to come right into a rabbit pose. So grabbing your heels, you're going to shift forward, come onto the crown of your head as you lift your hips. Full breath. And then lower back down. Regular child's, you can stretch your arms nice and long. And then we'll begin to shift forward. Come onto your hands and knees. Just take 1 or 2 rounds of your cat-cow. And then we'll find our way down onto our bottom. You can begin to take a vinyasa. You can just send your legs around, whatever feels good. Eventually just stretch your legs nice and long out in front of you. Give them a little shake. Keep your right leg long. Bring your left foot into your inner thigh. Hips can square to the front. Inhale, the arms lift. And exhale to fold. And you can take that left hand across over to the pinky toe side of the right foot, just for a little bit of a twist, stretching a little bit more in the left lower back. And then come back up and just switch legs. So left leg lengthens, right foot comes in, hips can square forward. Inhale, the arms high. And exhale to fold. And then again, you might take that right hand, reach it over toward the left edge of the foot. And come back up. From here, stretch your legs nice and long, give them a shake. And then we're going to lower down onto our back. Bend your knees here, coming right into our bridge pose. So feet down, hips width, hands come down just to brush the ankles to make sure that they're nice and close. So palms on the ground, root down through your feet, lift your hips up. You can stay here, or you can interlace your fingers under your low back and walk your shoulders under one at a time. So keep lifting, pushing the floor away. Breathing here. Full, steady breath. And then with control, lower the hips down. And you can just windshield wiper your knees back and forth. So option to do the same exact thing. Or if you want to go deeper, we're heading into wheel pose. Urdhvadanyarasana. So palms are going to come down next to the head. Fingers are pointing toward the shoulders. Palms are flat on the ground. Feet are flat on the ground. When you're ready, we're going to ground into the hands and the feet and just come to the crown of the head. From here, you can reestablish where your hands are. Then push the floor away. Lift the heart for 5. 4, steady breath for 3. For 2. And 1, come back down. Nice and slow. And then again, just windshield wiper your knees back and forth. Allow your knees to pull into your chest. You can rock side to side. And place the feet back down. You're going to take your right foot, cross it over the left knee, thread your hands under your left thigh as you draw it a little bit closer, getting into kind of a pigeon pose on our back. Another nice deep breath. And then begin to release it. Switch feet. So left foot comes over the right knee. Thread the hands under the right thigh as you pull it in. And then begin to release the feet. Again, windshield wiper your knees back and forth. And then just grab one of your blocks. You're going to lift the hips up, slide the block underneath the low back, place the hips back down, and reach your legs all the way up. So an assisted shoulder stand. So just closing your eyes here, settling in. And then when you're ready, allow your feet to come back down. You can take any final movements, any final adjustments, remove that block, and then we'll come down into Shavasana. So quiet mind, quiet body, Shavasana. Allow your breath to get bigger. Begin to send a little bit of movement, some life back into your fingers, your toes, roll the wrists, the ankles. Can stretch up overhead. And then roll to your side. Eventually press yourself all the way up. And just find a comfortable and easy seat. Let your hands come together in front of your heart. Close your eyes. Just begin to thank yourself for choosing to show up today, for choosing to practice. Notice any shifts or changes from when you first stepped onto your mat. And thank you so much for sharing your own practice with me today. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.
Thank you so much for flowing with me today. Let me know in the comments how today's class went for you, and I will be back very soon with another yoga class. Have a great day, and I will see you on the mat very soon.